Yeah, he's wearing a Snapchat t-shirt that says 4th annual Jelly Belly and jeans and tennis shoes.
Jeans and tennis shoes?
That's correct. Yeah, he's just walking across the street. We're just, he's about to leave, so we're just gonna get his car license plate. And oh, he doesn't have a car. He just walks. So we're. Yeah, no. So we're just walking with him until a unit comes, just to make sure that, like, you know, he doesn't, you know. No, you don't have any weapons, right? No weapons.
What direction is he going?
He just crossed the street. He's headed towards oh man, he's headed to. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Or he's in that shopping center. Yeah, I guess we're right in front of the movie theater now. Wait, is this a movie theater? Yeah, right in front of the movie theater.
Officers don't chase, okay? So you're going to need to stop. All right, I have your telephone number.
Right.
All right, we'll get you an officer as soon as possible, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, since we're away from them, do you just want to get a hash out? I can vouch for you. I mean, they're not going to... I can always call them off. I don't care.
Set. Me want to
Want to go sit over there?
GLISS.
And you can always call a cab too. I mean, if you get a cab, we're not gonna prevent you from leaving or follow you or anything like that, dude. You can just sit down somewhere if you want. Yeah. Tim, yeah, I guess your friends are. You got some good friends there, man. Well, I just figured, you know, just to make sure everything's kosher, I guess. But I don't know. Just make sure everything's good. You know, I don't want anything to get chippy because your friends seem kind of
Yeah, I mean, they're looking out for me.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I don't know why you call the cops. What you do, making an arrest?
No, I mean, not necessarily. No, I don't think.
Not necessarily.
I mean, no, dude, you're in San Antonio. You don't have anything to worry about.
That don't mean anything.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm not going to run.
What do you think this is? Anywhere else in Texas besides Houston and Austin and Dallas?
No, I'm saying I'm not going to run.
No, I know. Honestly, I'm not going to run either. I can't. I'm a little bit chubby.
I still want to know what the cops think.
Well, do you know that? Do you know that telling a 12-year-old that you want to have with her is not exactly? It's kind of a gray area legally. Okay, so yeah, that's why they would be called.
I mean, after talking to you, I'm not even going to talk to you again. I mean, that's it.
All right, well, see, that's good because that's encouraging to hear because that means we can. That means when they come, we can just tell them like, hey, you know what? You know, he's not going to talk to her again. It's fine.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not even going to let her know this happened.
Okay, yeah, there you go, man. There you go.
Delete her name.
There you go. So how many phones do you have?
This one's supposed to know when that one just don't work with.
Okay.
That's why I got this new.
Yeah. All right. So I do want to circle back to a Zangi, Telegram, and some apps like that. All right, because I know there's bad people on there that look. I don't think you're just some head of just screwing around with underage people online. Obviously, I don't. You know, you just say messages. That's pretty much it, right? But those apps can get crazy. Like I've been sent crazy on Telegram and Zangi. Like it's happened to me before, and I guarantee you can just be sitting there. Next thing you know, somebody sends you an image that you don't want. So let me ask you this: have you had to delete images that you didn't like from some people?
I delete images all the time.
Okay. What makes you get rid of some of those images?
Anywhere from just not wanting to talk to them anymore, or mostly just don't want anything to do with them.
Okay. Well, when I say images, I mean like pictures or videos.
Videos, I hardly ever get. Maybe I can remember videos.
Okay.
Mostly pictures.
Okay. So let me ask this, because I want to, because it shows on our system, right? We have a thing in place that can detect when underage images are sent to certain phones. Okay. There have been times where people have sent underage images to you. I'm not saying you've asked for it or anything like that, but
Not that I know that they were underage.
okay, that's fair.
Like I said, on Facebook, they tell you anything.
Right. I get that. So on Facebook, have there been people that have sent you images that look too young sometimes?
Everybody knows.
Oh, well, okay, good point. But that look too young. Like under 18.
Oh, not really. Not really.
Okay. Well, have you had to block profiles that are that have been too young?
A few. I mean, I rarely get them. I could tell you about that one, and I told the dad.
Right. Okay.
I was probably the last one I had a few years ago.
Well, how many underage profiles do you think you've had to block?
I don't even remember. If I'd done more than two, I'd be surprised.
More than 2 underage profiles? Okay. How old were they? Were these like boys or girls or?
No, girls.
Okay. Well, that's good. You swing the right way. How old were the girls that you've had to block?
Man,
I can't remember.
I just graduated.
What can't you remember? Were they like, huh?
I can't remember who they were and their age.
Or were they like 5 or 6 or yeah? Like how old do you think they were?
In the teens, I'd say at least
Like what teens? Like
15, 16.
okay, got it. And what app were they messaging you on?
I rarely get them. Most people I talk to on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought they had to be a certain age to be on the team.
Yeah, well, you got to be 13 to be on Facebook, so it's not 18.
I thought they had to be older.
No. I see. Did those girls how'd the conversation go with them?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Just a little bit ago.
It's been a while.
Okay. Did they try to flirt with you or anything, or?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. How would they try to flirt around?
I can't remember. It's been such a long time ago.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I know you're on an encyclopedia. I can't remember every single message. Even I can't. These were a few days ago. But generally, what do you think they were saying?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
How long ago do you think it was?
Wow.
Wow. Was it a while? Like a couple weeks, years, months?
Years, months.
Okay. Who made you get Zangy?
What?
Who made you get Zangy?
Well, she asked me to get it so we could talk.
Right,
And
but
I'll get girls that ask me to Angie or Telegram, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
If they want to talk 3 years.
Yeah, I get you. Have you ever been added to a group on Telegram or Zangy that you wanted to leave or something?
I get those groups thrown at me every now and then, but I'll take the group.
Okay, that's good. I guess what makes you want to get rid of the groups?
I just don't like talking, a bunch of people at the same time.
Okay. What apps are these groups on? Facebook. Okay. Any groups on Telegram or Zangy?
No.
Why do you sound like that?
Okay.
I don't pay attention to that. I get something like that, I can ignore it. Another group.
It doesn't.
All right.
Yeah, if you got chili, you can make stew.
So I wanted to bring this up just to confirm. So here he said, I'm Richard's roommate. And on your end, it said he left his phone here. She said, where? At our house when he came by. You one of his girlfriends. So this wasn't Daniel. I mean, come on.
I probably me playing around.
Okay, I get it.
I know this can happen. No way.
Okay. Well, one of the messages we asked her was like, "Can you sneak over here?"
I was playing around with it.
Playing around.
I told her no. It's like if you would have seen a message, her asking me to go over, and I said no.
So do you drive at all?
Yeah. Well, I used my car in this, so that's another reason. Yeah, I can't come.
Okay.
And then the roommate I had, you don't want people over there.
So is your roommate Daniel, or is he somebody
no.
else? Somebody else. Okay.
There's a guy
Does your
over
roommate
there
know
with a
anything
green
about
bag.
her?
Go ask him for some stew. It's really good. Don't
We're
ask
the
why.
Roblox slings.
Why
Eat
do I
us.
just see Myth? Why are you buff
Hey, Roblox chain
No.
of many Roblox, and you ask that guy for some stew.
Where do you I'm not going to say it out loud, but
Mr. Retro, we gotta get
I profile too that they're not even the girls that they're it'd be a man
oh really?
pretending to be something good. And I start playing around with it. Knowing because I found them, sometimes that instead of them giving me the right name, it turns out who they are. Somehow it comes up with who they are,
Yeah.
and I'll start mixing them.
Have you seen anyone pretend to be underage online?
No.
No. Is your address right here? Don't say it out loud, but
No.
no. Do you live in Shavano Park?
Yeah.
And so it's a Shavano Park address?
Yeah, we heard of that.
No, okay. I see. So
That you have stew in your store. There's stew in my hand from your store, so you have to have stew. Yeah, see, now he's sad because he doesn't have any stew. You should give him some stew. See, look how sad he is.
We gotta ban 1x1.
You should give him some stew. Maybe he'll feel better.
hold on.
Is it really getting under your stew?
Oh. Hey, hello. Yeah, we're at the
Guys,
now. He's just kind of sitting down with us.
that guy over there, he really likes selling.
Yeah, we just kind of walked over there because his friends were kind of like, getting a little weird.
Okay, yeah, they're,
Okay, yeah, well, you can't miss us. We're just at the front.
all right, cool.
All right, thanks, bye. Okay, so if someone were to go through your phone, both phones, go through Zangi, Telegram, your gallery, would there be, yeah, just where you say photos, would there be any photos that have like any underage stuff on there? Okay. Because if there is, I want to give you a chance to get rid of it. You know what I mean? It actually came quick. I'm shocked.
Not at all.
Got it. I will say, out of all the big liberal cities, San Antonio does respond the best. How's it going, sir? Great. So, Richard, you were talking to a 12-year-old girl and you said inappropriate things like, I want to have with you, right?
Gabriel, are you being held hostage by this man?
And that's what you said, right? Okay. And you talked about... Did you not talk about that in these messages? Okay.
Are you admitting to that, or?
Yeah, I mean, the conversation came up. I'm sorry? I think the conversation came up.
All right, bro. So go ahead and stand up for me. You're just being detained for now, okay?
Oh, yeah.
You're fine. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back like you're praying.
Nice. Oh, yeah, sure. All right, this is Richard San Antonio, Texas. 72-year-old communicating with who he thought was a 12-year-old. And right now he's only being detained. We're hopeful. San Antonio PD always does well. This is the prosecution here is kind of, so let's hope they follow through with it. But yeah.
Okay, are we going to do it now? I'm not going to get into y'all's video.
Yeah, no, I'm done filming. Yeah, so.
Brother, I can just back up, like on the curb. All right, hell yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I can talk to you here while they do.
Yeah, he just first real quick.
Got
This way he doesn't pull out like a knife or a gun.
Right, right.
We're gonna get a thorough search before we do anything.
No problem.
I'm Officer Vision, right? San Antonio Police, right? Well, so what do y'all got going on?
So we have a group called Poachers where we catch online child across the country. We have arrests in 48 states, convictions in 41. We're from Houston, Texas, and we do have a guy that was convicted here in Bexar County, but a lot of our guys don't get convicted either, so it's kind of like a toss-up. But it was Converse PD that pressed charge. It wasn't SAPD. SAPD, we've had pretty bad luck, but I mean, I think this is a textbook online solicitation of a minor, and I really hope that whichever prosecutor gets this, goes forward with it, because I have testified in Bexar County before. So I mean, we want to come testify. We want to help put this guy away because he's 72 years old. He's probably been doing this for a very long time. I mean, the messages he sent this 12-year-old are disgusting.
Right. So, I think he's Miranda.
Okay.
Until,
yeah, of course.
That's what I believe he's doing. But what you got here?
These are most of the messages. Oh yeah.
What app is this?
So it started on Facebook, then went to this app called Zangi, and when we talked to him in person, he admitted he sent all the messages. He tried to say I wasn't trying to meet up with her, but
He initiated. Oh,
absolutely.
What Wednesday is this? This past Wednesday?
I'm not too sure, but it was very recent. I think this month. These are the key points. We just circled them, and you can see.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so we're gonna have to make a few phone calls and then go about that. Right. Let me just make a few phone calls and I'm gonna grab your info though.
Absolutely. Please let whoever you call, just let them know that we have convictions all over Texas. Right. So we want to come get this guy prosecuted.
What's your first name, brother?
It's Alex, Alex.
Alex.
And the last name is.
And your date of birth, brother?
March 15th. So, yeah, just no film. How's it going, man? What's up, guys? So we just talked to the detective here. That's the on-call, and very professional, very, very supportive. Get this guy arrested. And yeah, the cops were awesome. This is the farthest we've gone with San Antonio PD. So
yeah. Is she young too, or is she of age?
She's 40.
Oh, okay.
She's younger than I am. But
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, you like them young, but I think we're a little bit too young this time.
Yeah.
I mean, this message right here that you sent. I mean, this is why we have to have this conversation. You said, "I will be an adult with you. My adult body will envelop and dominate your young adult body. Will you act like an adult at the same time, or will you be my good little girl?"
Yeah, that's the kind of that I was seeing online on Instagram and stuff. Some of the things that I've seen.
Yeah.
When people talking to people this young and stuff like that.
Well, they were all young and looking, but
Yeah.
that was bad.
You said scenario time. I'm gonna sit on the couch. And
She had said she liked these scenario things and liked what I'd written, and I was writing it. Frankly, it was more tittillating for me to write it than I think about really doing it.
I was wondering if you were an author or something.
I was gonna say, I think you should be a novel writer. Is the detail that you have in there.
With you sitting on my lap, I will use one finger. Your natural response will be to. I'll encourage you to practice, and then I'll use two fingers.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty hard now.
I know it's hard to hear now, but why wasn't it hard whenever? I mean, something was hard when these were being written, but why wasn't it hard for you to send this to her, man?
I don't know. I was in play. I was in the.
It's kind of in the moment.
You know, the self gratification is better than the physical would be anyway. So it's kind of, that's probably more, like I say, for me. At that point, she's not even really a real person.
Yeah. No, she's real.
An object is something.
Right. Yeah, but unfortunately, she is real. So, you know, that's what sucks here. You know. Luckily, her parents reached out to us, and yeah, it's.
Besides the flowers, did you bring any condoms with you?
No.
Or you weren't going to use any protection?
I actually wasn't thinking we were going to get that far.
Really?
To be perfectly honest. Yeah, she had talked about not being sure, and I figured something else she said was just implied to me that she wasn't convinced.
I think the chat logs would say differently, but I mean, I haven't read them all.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I think
you're here talking about.
I guess yesterday she was asking me if I was sure I wanted to do this, and I was reading that as she wasn't sure she wanted to do this. And
what was your reply to that? What was your reply when she asked you if you were sure about it? Your reply was what?
I said I was worried about it, anxious about it. Said
But you also
felt
said.
like I made a big. You know what I said? I mean, it was just.
Yeah, we do, but
I want to see.
This is kind of how it works, man. We're making you say the tough stuff because that's where it has to. That's where you have to get to for you to get the full realization. You know, psychologically, even though it's hard, that's how you heal. That's how we help you, is to get you to you know, see the whole picture, and you know, and it's going to be gut wrenching for you to sit here and face it, but that's the important part about it.
You don't look at it and just shove it under the rug. It's gonna come up.
It's yeah.
Put dirt under the rug enough time.
Yeah.
The dirt's gonna be popping out again.
Yeah.
Mr. Question.
Yeah, I mean, let me just say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I guess I feel like as successful as I am and all that stuff, I don't really have any power in my life. I'm on kind of a bobsled run.
Right.
Why do you say
doing certain
that?
things. It just feels like, you know, I'm constrained by work, constrained by having to be a certain way with my family and my wife, and this was a way to
escape,
Breaking
something
Bad,
different, escape kind of thing. Yeah, because, and I didn't think of it as hurting somebody or, you know, but I was also very conscious of not wanting anybody to know, and so clearly I was worried about it, and it was stupid. It was stupid because
see that
people find out eventually, you know, and I wouldn't have been able to handle it too. I'm just not good at lying.
That statement right there where you said you didn't want anybody to find out, you didn't want anybody to know, that shows me that you have guilt in this, you know what I mean? That means a lot to us, you know what I mean? You know, so.
No. We just wish you had enough shame not to
go forward to it.
Go with this, but I mean, some shame is better than no shame. Do your sons have any kids?
My oldest boy is expecting in October.
Is it a girl or boy? No. Now you're a grandpa. Grandpa is supposed to be a protector. Grandpa is supposed to be wise. Grandpa is supposed to have the answers to everything. Your son's supposed to go to you, Dad. If he has a daughter, oh man.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Just curious, like, how you think your kids would react? Your two boys would react if they did find out about this. This is me just kind of getting you to face the tough stuff. Disappointed.
Like cut me off.
Right. Okay.
I think about it.
Yeah.
Did you think about them when you were going through with this? Well, I was just saying, the whole ride up here, did you ever think about anybody else besides yourself possibly getting in trouble?
I did think that it would be terrible if my family found out.
Yeah.
Where did you tell your wife you were going?
It's working. She doesn't ask.
She doesn't ask. Because you're gone a lot anyway, right?
Have you ever stepped out on? I mean, I just can't believe that this is your first time stepping out on her. Have you stepped out on her before?
No, I'm not. I mean, there are attractive people I work with, people I interact with.
So why the first time you're gonna step out on your wife? Yeah.
It was too good to be true. In retrospect, it seemed like the only person that was chatting with me consistently was this person.
Yeah.
And you can see in the logs, I was interested in what was going on with her.
So it seemed, I mean, I'm not judging you at all because that's not what we're here for, but it seems like most of the logs that I read, and I haven't read them all, but it seemed like it was just straight up nothing but driven for you. You know what I mean? So I didn't really see,
like,
I didn't see any emotional connection.
I gotta admit that there was, yeah, I was kind of addicted to the
thrill,
the feeling, the thrill, and it was helping me.
Right.
You know,
right.
It was definitely that way.
That's fair enough.
Your Instagram,
appreciate that. I do.
How did your Instagram get nuked? How did it get deleted?
Well, it's just I'd liked a lot of other pictures and stuff from younger girls.
Other girls.
Definitely trending toward the young side.
So
too young.
Yeah.
Were it trending? Were there images sent of? I'm not saying you were the one who took them. I'm not saying you're the one maybe asked for, but were images sent of younger girls to you on your Instagram?
No, there was one girl who was like, that had lots and lots of friends, and she was doing some live things and stuff, and it was pretty disgusting to see a lot of guys jumping in and making comments and doing stuff. Because, you know, I felt like I was better than that.
Right.
And in retrospect,
What was she doing in those lives?
She was just, she and her sister were sitting around, and yeah, they were at home. They were talking about movies they'd seen and kind of having. They were just getting interested in talking to people.
Gotcha.
I actually felt like she was just trying to build an Instagram following or something
right.
like that. And
right.
I was pretty amazed at how fast this girl built up, you know,
followers
and stuff like that. But it seemed like, I don't know. After a while, it seemed like it was more driven by something, or like she had somebody telling her how to do that.
Gotcha. Like an adult, maybe, or.
Yeah. It seemed like you know, she was just setting up to something like this.
Gotcha.
I admit I tried that for a little bit, and it just, you know,
it didn't do anything for you.
It just seemed like, you know, I was doing better just making up my own scenarios, kind of thing.
No, not to interrupt you, but you know, Instagrams don't just get nuked like how yours did, you know. So you know, I'm hoping that you're gonna be truthful here with me, genuinely.
I mean, I commented and friended with some people that were younger, and they were definitely.
Right. Yeah, but you know, comments don't get your Instagram nuked either. So
I'm not sure what
stuff
taken down, nuked.
Like, yeah, because your whole Instagram had got banned.
Yeah, because
sent to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, basically, usually whenever we have situations like this, we're helping people like yourself, okay, and we see that their account's been what we call nuked, been taken down. It's because you have violated some kind of guideline that either Instagram or Facebook or whatever has, and generally 99% of the time in these situations, it's because one of these young girls, they don't know any better. They're sending you, you know, inappropriate pictures or videos, you know, and
nobody,
that kind of stuff is what we can, you know, we can stop that.
I saw. I mean, I think I was just liking. I got the sense I was liking too many pictures, or you know,
right.
It was a lot of kids that were young. I was amazed there were a lot of kids that were clearly under 18, but they were somehow still on, and other people that were under 18
Well, I mean, it's not illegal to be on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you know, kids can be on Instagram.
No, I get it. It's just, you know, I was interested in. I mean, I guess I definitely like, you know, seeing what the young girls were doing.
Yeah.
So, you just said that your likes were going towards the younger end. So, what do you think your attractive level goes to? Like, how young?
Well, it's a girl. That like I said, she didn't seem like that. I mean, it was, 18, 17, later in high school.
But you know what I mean? But you said it was tracking younger on Instagram, where you were liking other stuff, and you can't say that they seem mature and stuff, because I mean, pictures and videos, you know.
It was more high school stuff, and I was definitely interested in. I'd be seeing a girl that went to a certain high school, and I'd see, I'd try to connect with some of the other people in their circle, and
like her.
Kind of see how that worked. I mean, it was almost like, it's stupid now to say, but it felt like being involved or something.
Would you ever do this in real life? There was a group of high schoolers. Would you try to get involved in real life, or did you feel emboldened because it's online, more animated?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was anonymous. I didn't want to.
Right.
I mean, on my account, I didn't even really put any pictures of myself. Just kind of an eye or something like that, and
like how many?
I'm invisible as it is, and I was just interested in
being seen,
kind of being in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get vulgar here, but can you tell me what this is, Mr.?
Yeah, it's mine.
Why are we sending all these images of your to a old girl through email? Through your, I mean, through your personal email.
Yep. I think at the time, I was trying to explain to her. I mean, she seemed like she was interested in that, but didn't know. And I'm like, well, this is what this is, and I was trying to kind of explain what was happening to me physically, and it just didn't seem like she was connected with her own body and her own things. I didn't want her to, not know what was being talked about.
Have you found yourself kind of in a teacher role in certain aspects of your life where you feel like you're a teacher?
Yeah, I'm in a lot of teaching roles.
Yeah. So do you think that that's why you kind of seemed like you were? Because it seemed like you were teaching her.
I just didn't want. I mean, it just seemed like she was asking about things, and she mentioned she had some issues with some friends and some other things, but she also didn't really. Yeah, she didn't seem as into stuff as some of the other people, and I was like, I just didn't want her to be surprised if we.
What do you mean that some of the other people?
Some of these young girls were just talking about all the time. And
So there was. I'm not saying you were out looking for them, but there was other young girls that were kind of throwing themselves at you online.
Yeah, I mean, they would post something online, and then I'd respond, and there'd be some back and forth about, this is what I do or something.
I'm not saying we will, but if we were to look at your phone, would there be any images in there where we're gonna have to take a pause and be like, yo, or you wouldn't want your family to go through your phone and see some stuff?
There's nothing on there. I mean, Instagram pictures are as crazy as I got.
Instagram pictures.
Yeah.
Back to like the teacher role, like you were saying. I mean, you really were trying to take on a teacher role. You said, "I will guide you. I'll take your hand and fingers and help you find your, so you can yourself." Like you're teaching her about the human anatomy. So it's like, what could possibly make you attracted to something or someone that you have to teach
Right.
literally everything to. Was it
Well,
the power?
I even had that thought that it seemed like this was not going to be good for her, and it wouldn't be good for me then either.
But you're here.
Yeah, I'm sure that there was part of it of just being in charge, and she like wanted me to help direct. And then later on, she said, "Well, I make my own decisions," and that it seemed like there was a point in the conversation where she changed and seemed to be more interested.
Said that you wanted her to, so she can be in charge, and she said that basically like in a way like she doesn't really want to be in charge because she doesn't know what she's doing. And then that's when you became.
And I kind of said, well, like, that's. I mean, I don't remember the exact progression of
right.
the message. I'm like, well, hey, I'll teach you about what that is, but you.
But earlier you had said that, and this is where I'm confused. Earlier you said that she seemed more mature than a child, and you were more attracted to her maturity and stuff. But this doesn't seem like it was mature at all on her end.
She had she was speaking different languages. She was talking
like
about
Spanish or
cooking. She said she spoke Chinese and some German or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just said, wow, you're really smart. And I think I even told her, this is the time to learn languages when you're really young. And, and it just seemed like she had lots of interests and I mean, that's what I meant. And it in retrospect, it seemed like to have had all those different interests and experience and all that, but not really say anything about it.
Right.
Should have been a red flag too, or I don't know. I wasn't sure what she was like, but it just seemed like she was honestly, God, she was happy to hear my voice or hear me talking.
Right.
And I just.
How much did you guys actually talk? Other than the texting, how much did you guys actually talk? Like, how often did you guys actually talk on the phone? Do you remember? I could guess.
We've probably talked on the phone 10 times or something.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
So you say you were just God honest, happy that she wanted to talk to you, but it's like, does your wife not talk to you that much?
It's a hard thing. It's I come home pretty late. I'm on the road. My wife wants me out of the house on the weekend, taking our dog out and doing different things. She's got a certain kind of mindset about how things are. And, but I'm trying to restart things with her, and it just seems like we're missing.
Wow. I mean, obviously, like I said.
And this is obviously taking a lot of my time and focus away, and I shouldn't know.
I mean, it's hard to make an emotional connection with the wife if the emotional connection is being given to somebody else, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it'd be hard for her to, I mean, it seems like she probably needs you right now, considering she's going through so much health issues. And
I would also, I bet she's probably talked to you about saying maybe you've been distant lately. I know women, they are very good at sensing when their man is drifting away.
100%.
Not there emotionally. And you don't have the best poker face, so I know.
No, it's definitely, we talk about that. And, and I talk about wanting to do more, and she says, well, soon, and, it's getting better. And,
I mean, she still needs to heal, man,
Right.
Yeah.
No, I know there's no way that she doesn't not want to please you. How long have y'all been married for?
10 years.
10 years.
Wow.
That's a long time. Especially, why do you have a dating profile then? Talking about your divorce when you're freaking married. So why are we talking about the ex-wife when we already have a wife?
Yep.
No, that was a question.
No. I just wanted to play around and see what we talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have no control, and nor do we want to get anybody else involved. But it's like, if you're gonna go home, what are you gonna tell the wife?
Well, I'm definitely just focused on to please her. And
So you won't even tell her about this?
I think it's important that you do, you know, like this part's difficult alone, right? But when you go home and you tell her, that's going to be difficult, but that's going to be your biggest part of your healing process, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, right here. We're just here having a conversation. Mr. You're not going to talk to girls ever again, right?
No, sir.
And you're not going to come to meet girls anymore?
No, sir.
This is your last time?
Yes, sir.
And those roses were for the girl?
Hey, Mark, somebody told me to play.
out the Jirus.
Shut the fuck up. I might hit, I might have to bust the clip. I'm a bust, I might hit, I might have to bust the clip. I'm a
If you love this man, you will understand. 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 If you love this We'll be right back.